I have chosen this very moment to speak to you, to pull back the curtain of time and show you my heart, revealed in the life of a man I called my friend. This is the story of my justice and my mercy, and you need to know, it's a story written for you.
Have you ever been given a promise so big, so wonderful, that a tiny voice in the back of your mind whispered, "No way. That's just too good to be true"? A hope so incredible it almost felt fragile? Well, you're not the first to feel that way, not by a long shot.
This is the question that cuts through all of human history. It's the question I asked in the face of doubt all those years ago, and it's the very same question I am asking you right now. Listen to this story, and you'll have my answer.
So let's begin. Our story starts not with a booming voice from a mountain, but with the simple quiet of a hot afternoon in the shade of a tree. I came to Abraham as a traveler, a guest who needed a moment of rest. We sat together, we shared a meal. This is how I've always wanted it to be with you. Not some distant formal thing, but close, personal. As I sat there with him, you need to understand, I long to have that same friendship with you. And in that moment of friendship, I reminded him of a promise that, by all human standards, was just impossible. Sarah, his wife, 90 years old, barren her whole life, would be holding her own son in 1 year. Well, from inside the tent, Sarah heard this. And she laughed. Oh, but it wasn't a laugh of joy. It was that quiet, almost bitter laugh that comes from a heart that has given up on hope. I mean, her own body screamed that what I said was impossible. She thought she laughed to herself, a secret thought. But there are no secrets from me. I heard it, and I want you to know this. I hear your silent doubts too, the ones you think no one else knows about. But listen closely. Your doubt does not have the power to cancel my promise. What I say, I will do. But this visit wasn't just about a baby on the way. It was also about a judgment that was coming. And what happened next? It shows you what the heart of a true friend of God looks like.
You see, a friendship with me isn't a one-way street. I don't hide my plans from those I love. So I told Abraham what I was about to do. I told him that the evil coming from the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah was so great that I could not let it continue. Judgment was coming.
And Abraham, he stepped closer, not to agree with the judgment, but to plead for mercy. He wasn't trying to argue with me or change my mind. No, he was actually discovering my heart. What if there are 50 good people there, he asked. And I said, for 50, I will spare it. What about 45, 30, 20? He kept asking and I kept agreeing, down to just 10 people. For the sake of 10, I would not destroy it. Abraham was seeing that my heart is always looking for a reason to show mercy. Now this is so important. What Abraham was doing, pleading like that, it was just a shadow, a faint echo of the real thing. Because today, my son, Jesus, stands before me for you. And he doesn't plead based on how good you are. He pleads based on who he is and what he did for you. He is the reason you can receive mercy.
But there weren't 10 righteous people in Sodom, not even close. And so my justice, which is as perfect and as real as my mercy, had to fall. Now watch what happened.
My 2 angels walked into the city, and its darkness came out to meet them. Every man in that city, from the youngest to the oldest, surrounded the house and demanded it to do horrible, evil things. The wickedness was complete. The judgment was deserved. Only one man, Lot, offered them any safety. And right here, you see the struggle of the human heart so clearly. My mercy provided a way out, an urgent rescue. The command was simple, run for your lives. But Lot, he hesitated. The instruction was clear, don't look back. But his wife, her heart was still in Sodom. The destination was safety, get to the mountains. But he was afraid and tried to negotiate for an easier option. The rescue itself was an act of pure grace. But clinging to the world that is being judged, well, that always comes with a terrible price. When Lot's wife looked back, she became a pillar of salt. It wasn't just a curious glance, it was a look of longing. Her feet were leaving Sodom, but her heart was still there. She is a permanent monument to the danger of a divided heart. So I have to ask you, what is the Sodom that you keep looking back to? What past sin, what old comfort, what broken relationship are you still clinging to?
My son offers you a total rescue, but you have to be willing to leave that old world behind for good.
And even for Lot, who made it out, the poison of that place stuck to him and his family. In a lonely cave, they fell into terrible shame and sin. This shows why my rescue has to be more than just pulling you out of a bad situation. I have to heal the brokenness you carry inside you. It's why everyone, even the good people, desperately needs a redeemer.
Now, you might think that level of failure was just for someone like Lot, but even my friend Abraham, the great man of faith, had moments where fear completely took over and pushed his trust in me aside.
He went to a new land, and out of fear of its king, Abimelech, he told the same lie he had told years before in Egypt. He said Sarah was just a sister. Why? He told himself, these people don't fear God. But the real truth? The fear in his own heart was blinding him to my power to protect him. But here it is. This is the heart of my grace for you. My promise to Abraham was never hanging on his ability to be perfect. No, it rested completely on my unchanging faithfulness. Even when his faith was weak, I was strong for him. I was his shield.
I mean, just look at the contrast. Abraham acted out of fear. I moved in sovereign power. He put the whole promise in danger. I stepped in and protected it supernaturally. His faith had its ups and downs, but my faithfulness is perfect. The plan of salvation, the family line that would one day lead to Jesus, your Savior, it was never in doubt. It is held secure by me and me alone.
This whole story, from the shade of Abraham's tent to the fiery destruction of Sodom, it's not just ancient history. It's all part of my personal invitation to you.
So let's make this simple. Here's what this means for you. 1, I am a God who wants to know you personally. 2, sin is a real thing, and its consequence is destruction. 3, my mercy has always made a way to escape that judgment. And 4, every part of this story, the rescue, the mercy, the promise, it all points to one person, my son, Jesus. He is your way of escape. He is your true rescuer.
Right now, at this very moment, Jesus is standing at the door of your heart. He is knocking. The same choice Lot's family had is now before you. Will you hesitate? Will you keep looking back at the old life? Or will you hear his voice? Open the door and let him come in. Please, don't wait. Open the door. Your journey of faith can begin right now.